Resell your items online. Go ahead, declutter your life. Have a yard sale or let eBay do the work. From the thrift store shopping to that wallet popping. There are two things in life that are certain. Deathpiles in Texas. Deathpiles in Texas. With Derek Everitt and Adam Beesley.
Oh, good morning there, Dr. D-Roy. We got lots of fun in this bit this morning.
All up in this business.
We had some technical difficulties this morning, but Dr. D-Roy, the, computer tech guy, he was able to get us back on and rolling. So
When I'm your IT, we got problems. We have problems.
well, we got to figure it out now. And all I know is I told you that we're coming back to that regular schedule.
As long as I show up and you're here, we can record.
We're more regular than a pelican on prunes.
Pretty regular.
That was a good one. Like everything, man, it's tax time. I know it's the hot, sexy topic that everyone wants to talk about. Is it tax time? Man, there's a lot of people, when I start talking about the podcast, they're like, what do you do?
You do what now?
Who do? And like all things, I says, well, it's like, I'm not even like on the Robin status. Like, you're the Batman. Like,
oh, wow.
I can barely
I ain't gonna fight for that.
hold your cape to the, I mean, you're the guy. I mean, look at you coming in, flexing with the Hogan shirt.
I had my glasses on. You know saying
Oh, I saw the glasses. He's got the Valentine glasses.
they were just sitting here.
The month of February. Oh, yeah, those are my daughters. And
I thought I just came rolling in with those on my own accord.
you would do it, those big glasses that sell really well online if you can find them.
If you can find them.
You're a little late trend, but coming in all in the Hogan shirt, looking nice.
You need to tell these clients for $5 a month, I'll come and have they can buy me lunch.
Okay.
I'll show up, they can buy me lunch. We'll have
A good conversation about how to resell.
Sure.
I've had a couple. That
For the first 30, after that I'll go up. Now I'm thinking I undersold myself.
it depends
Up to $9. If we'll just go up.
depends on where they take you to lunch.
Exactly.
No, like I said, there's lots of that's been kind of the hot topic. I'm kind of like really, I don't know. The world is changing as far as what's considered like low class, middle class, and not like friends in low places. I'm just talking about income level wise.
I noticed the other day you were calling your own self trailer trash. So
I am. I've proudly admitted. I figured out yesterday. Met with some people, and that's what I am. I am true in pride, trailer trash. Like, that's where I came from, and that's where it's not where you came from. It's where you are.
you never forget where you came from.
You never forget where you came from. I'm trying to convince first favorite Brian, your second favorite Brian. They're on their way down to U2 on next week.
The Sphere.
To the Sphere again. Yeah, he's been there a couple times.
That's not trailer trash.
Hasn't brought his wife before. She gets to go visit. But I'm like, dude, you want an experience? I can give you the tour of Pahrump. I can tell you which places to go.
We got tourist industries. We can, for only a very small amount.
That's right. Because last time, future or previous episodes, we were talking about the buried silver, the Michael Jackson, lots of good stuff.
Yeah, you never know. There's the experience. You can go yourself, or you can have the full experience. Well, you got to pay for the full experience.
Yeah, you can pay for that too in Pahrump.
No, I meant you, the tour guide, or me, or I was trying to sell us as being you can go look around, or you can have us show you around.
Oh, I was referring to something else that you can get.
You can pay for
full experience.
You can buy about anything in this world, I've heard.
With monies.
And that's what I've heard. So when it comes to taxes, I haven't got any 1099 forms, so I'm way behind because I'm like, I've got some papers, but not nearly the stack I usually do.
I know.
And I'm thinking, all of a sudden Adam's working. I need to get my taxes together. I need to do my taxes.
Yes, you do.
It's almost March. We're getting closer to March. So I don't know if I didn't sell enough, dollar volume, whatever, or if I just need to go print things off. But
that's normally the issue. And that's the problem a lot of my clients are having is all of these places have gone like basically paperless and so you don't get anything in the mail. And a lot of times, even then, I've had some people like with some of their brokerage accounts or, year-end statements. They weren't even available until February 15th. The one guy, he says, hey, this form says it's not available until May 15th. I'm like, well, that's great.
That's going to work real well.
Luckily, it wasn't a pertinent tax document. I was able to figure it out without it, but you're not the only one, my friend.
That's what I need to figure out, because I've done a little on Whatnot. I did some on eBay. My dollars are a lot higher, but volume was down.
Yeah, transaction numbers.
And then I've been selling some StubHub stuff. Kind of got into that a little more.
Hold on a
Got a
second.
bunch of different things going on.
You're back on StubHub?
I had a good month on the stuff.
Oh, you got to tell, because I still remember that there was I'm not doing hard deadlines anymore. I ain't taking the shorts on Katy Perry anymore.
I still agree with that statement for the most part.
but you don't believe it yourself.
Well, somewhat.
You don't live the doctrine. You believe it, but you don't live it.
Pretty much. if you look at
in more than one way.
Probably. If you look at they show trends now. So you talk about U2 at the Sphere or whatever. You can go on, whether it's Ticketmaster, Utah. Most of our stuff got mixed over to SeatGeek. It's just whoever has control of the distribution of tickets, where you buy it from the actual source. I got into some Killers tickets. They're doing a residency down in Vegas.
Oh,
and it was selling like hotcakes.
Well, when you have the in like you do,
it was going fast. So I snagged up some of those, and I have friends and family that I've had ones that resold. So SmackDown came, WWE came last week, I think it was.
Well, it was last, yep.
And I wasn't going.
Okay.
They went out to sell.
Well, you didn't have to pay for your ticket. You got the backstage passes, is what you're saying.
They weren't. So I went a few months ago. Raw came, and we had great tickets and had a good time. And they announced SmackDown's going to come February, I think 15th or 16th.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, my wife doesn't want to do that for Valentine's Day. And I'm like, we're just not going to go to this one because, you go, it's fun to go to, but
yeah,
whatever. So I clocked it out. Then I have the wrestling text group of a bunch of buddies on that group that, like me, Painter, Legend, Little Drew. There's a few of us that we comment.
You're diehards.
We really enjoy it.
Yes.
And they're getting tickets and going. And I'm like, well, have fun. But I'm not going. I'm going to sit this one out.
Wow.
All of a sudden, I think we talked about it a little bit last week, The Rock starts getting back involved.
Dwayne The Walk Johnson?
And he's on the board, and there's a bunch of things going on politically.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to save face, and they're trying that. So wrestling's getting really, really hot again. And it's one of those things that's it's either really hot or it's not. And there's some people that are always there and some people that aren't. Long story short, as we like to say on this podcast, The Rock's going to show up in Salt Lake City.
Oh, boy.
Well, he hasn't been here for decades. He hasn't been involved in wrestling really for a long time. I mean, he'd do a show maybe once a year, come out.
Was the last time here in 1991 when he lost to BYU, the Miami game?
Well, he's a couple times since then, but probably not.
I have that ticket stuff. And if anyone's interested,
it's out there.
It's for sale because you can buy anything.
So then I'm like, well, if The Rock's coming, I'm going.
Okay.
You got to go.
Oh,
The Rock. I mean, there's certain things that you might never see again in your life. We were talking last year if he was going to be at the WrestleMania.
Yeah.
About going down to L.A. to just see The Rock. So he's coming to Salt Lake. You got to go.
I mean, he's in your backyard.
And I knew word was getting out, but I know I'm a little ahead of it because I'm following and talking with the people. So I go and I start buying up tickets. Oh, like, it's going to sell out.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's just casual people.
Yeah, they're going to go see.
There's people that haven't watched wrestling since they were 20 years old.
Oh, yeah.
The Rock was the hot thing then.
Yeah.
There's people that grew up with Moana.
Maui's coming.
And there's everybody in between.
Oh, yeah.
And there's not much going on in Salt Lake City on a random Friday night in February.
And as it was football was over. It's like the All-Star weekend, crummy weekend. So
yeah, and people get wind and it starts getting announced and stuff. So
yeah,
I bought my limit. There is a limit of how many tickets they will sell you.
Okay.
And I was just buying them off of the SeatGeek app, and then I'd go put them on my StubHub app for it went anywhere from about $30 to $70 more for face value, give or take what it looked like in those sections.
Wow.
And I did quite well.
Love it.
I when I was maxed out, I let a few of the fellows know, hey, available.
It's that.
I know one of our NBP will say, I know that he did all right. I mean, he got a weird section, and then they started releasing more sections too. So
that impacted.
So it impacted some of that. But if you hit it at stride, you did well. Either way, I think he about doubled his thing. I think he about doubled his take.
Same paid for his trip. So was Dr. Drew G. Hauser there?
He did not show. I was trying. I had him face value. I'm like, come on, dude. Painter's got you lower bowl face value. I was him and his brother to come.
Was he cleaning the church? That's what I heard last.
I never got a full report. That kid is mysterious more than me is Batman.
Oh,
that kid is.
That's too bad.
There's always something. But anyway, so I got doing that. So now I'm to the point of if I can see something's trending, and there's certain spots like you can get in the pre-sale. If you can get like the first couple of rows, and it's something that's gonna.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. More ear to ear, game to game. Depends on the situation, but I'm tipping my toe back in because some of this other stuff's been slowing down. You got to keep,
you got to keep up if you don't got side hustle money.
Just because I like something doesn't mean that everybody likes something. But if you can see it's trending number one, or you look at other cities where it's coming, and if they're selling out, I mean, if you get lawn tickets to the Red Hot Chili Peppers who are coming, probably not gonna make that much money, but you can probably sell it. I mean, it's gonna be a sold out show,
sure.
But if you have like front row or in that first middle section for the Hot Chili Peppers, which I don't, but they're probably asking a good amount of money, but you could probably make a few hundred at least on something like that.
Yeah.
But there is the caveat of you might be left holding those tickets.
Yeah.
And in that case, you're going to be somebody's best friend because you're going to say, hey, you want some tickets?
Yeah.
I mean, if it came down to it, you were talking about interest to the show. Hey, if these don't sell, Adam, I got you some tickets. Smackdown, bring the wife. We're going to go see Maui.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, I'll tell you what. The one I'd be interested in is Pat McAfee. I don't know, man. I've started really getting deep into his stuff, and I like it, man.
He's a fun guy.
I enjoy it.
He gets the controversy, and he is what he is.
So the perfect example, as we're kind of talking about adapting and learning how it goes. I mean, the dude, like, he just said, I'm just going to do this on YouTube, and he became so big and huge on those kind of things that that's just. He became mainstream. He was so big on YouTube that ESPN says, hey, I got to get in on some of this money. So
not only that, but he's been able to change ESPN to be, this is the way I'm going to do it. If you don't like it, I'll go do it somewhere else. And they said, oh, no, you can do it that way here.
Yeah, and he does 2 hours on ESPN, and then the last hour is on just his YouTube. But he does the full thing on YouTube, so he's double dipping.
Double dip. That's what we should have done.
That's what we should have done. We should have been on the YouTubes.
You said that originally. I poo-pooed it because I didn't want to edit it. I still don't.
Well, and he just does it live.
Yeah.
It's just live and raw.
Maybe we should do it live and raw. I know you like to go raw sometimes.
Well, it's good. I mean, I enjoy a good sushi. So what else is new? I know you said you're getting tax stuff ready, trying to get ready. I'm doing the same thing. And I think we talked about a little bit of those documents. I'm not getting them or not getting your 1099s. And the same thing happened this year. I've kind of been ahead of the game on that, saying that, hey, things are going to be reported. Make sure any of your online transactions, whether it's Venmo or PayPal or whatever, you're going to get them because they lowered the threshold to 600. But for the second year in a row, they decided not to do that. So it's still that $20,000 limit is when they have to put it on there. But again, I strongly encourage you to claim the income no matter what, whether you got a 1099 or not, because again, you're going to have expenses to offset it. And then it just makes it better for you to kind of realize, oh yeah, I said I got $6,000, but I don't want to report this other two. If you're reselling, like, there's a good chance that you have some expenses to offset that. So
there's always something that you did or bought or went to that. It's probably.
Yeah, I mean, and hopefully that's not the case. I mean, hopefully you're pocketing some cash. But most resellers, like, they're taking the money they make and they're reinvesting. They're
chasing.
Yeah, they're creating that inventory.
I like you on Prize Picks. There's always that reinvestment.
I've got way too many reinvestments. We just talked about that with MVP last night. And, yeah, I got some reinvested. I got to put that on the back shelf right now.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm still trying to get stuff together. I'm buying stuff. You're always finding new places to source and trying things out. But I got to send in cards. That's what I say every week here. I got to send in stuff, but that all costs money. And
I got some tickets. I got to get that done. I got to get the Tiger Woods full collection. So what I did is, we talked about it several episodes ago, but I've got the Tiger Woods ticket stubs, badges from all of his major wins. That I know of. There's only one other collection that has them all, and that last one sold for about $32,000. My second collection, I'm hoping to have it together. I have all of them, and it's different because some of them are just like a badge for the whole tournament. That's what the Masters ones were. The other ones were like on a per day basis. And I have a lot of Sunday wins because that's what everybody wants the final one. They want the win. And I've got 2 more that I'm searching for. But the problem is like they're pretty non-existent. I have seen a lot more that are for sale, not the ones I'm looking for, but the ones that I have online that are graded. And I really like the prices. Oh, yeah, that are graded. So I like that they're graded. I like that they're selling for them. One of the ones that I have sold for $900. So that made me very excited to think I've got a whole group of 15 together in a complete set. So that made me a little excited. But we got to get that done.
The collection.
I got to get the full collection in to make sure I have all the Sundays. So basically, I've got some duplicates that I'll send in. I've got the Saturday or Thursday or whatever from one of the British Opens or something. But this one, I want the 2 other Sunday wins to make it the full, complete, all Sunday or all winter ones. So.
Yeah, I think we're on kind of the same thing, as we're always just putting something together, trying to collect a little more, trying to sell a little more to keep the collection going.
It's just fun. It's just good fun had by everybody. So that being said, my friend Roy, there are 2 things in life that are for certain, and that would be
Deathpiles and taxes.
We're well within our rights to use this song. We're aware that preaching copyright is wrong. With lots of dedication, we